Shalom, this is Yair Davidiy speaking to you from the land of Israel, from the region of Bethlehem in ancient times near Jerusalem. We are now about to discuss what our movement is, what the movement Brit-Am Hebrew tribes is, what do we represent, what do we want, what are our aims, what do we believe in. So many of you have followed us through the years, know this, know all about us, but nevertheless it's worth repeating, it's worth going back over. And this is important. We believe the lost 10 tribes are amongst Western nations. That is where we find them. The lost 10 tribes are now amongst Western peoples. We have proven it. We have proofs about it. We have proofs from the Bible, proofs from rabbinical sources, proofs from archaeological evidence, from linguistics, mythology, academic sources. Any source which has something pertinent to the say, we bring proofs about it. We prove where the lost 10 tribes are. The lost 10 tribes are now amongst peoples in Western Europe, or of West European origin, we come from those areas, and we find the tribes. We allocate which regions were dominated by which Israelite tribes. In our book, The Tribes, we have done this, and we have done this in other publications in our talks. We have proven it through national characteristics, legends, and names of peoples who settled in those areas. Anything which said something on the subject, we brought it all together, and we showed how it all interlocked, all the pieces of evidence interlock with each other, and the proofs come together. And they show us that to a degree we can even show where specific tribe is settled. And we have found that amongst English-speaking peoples, the tribes of Joseph to be predominant. Ephraim was in Britain, even though there were other tribes also in Britain, and Manasseh in the USA. And this is what we do. We prove it, we bring proofs about it. We publish these proofs and we promote it, we talk about it, we use every avenue of publication, of reaching the public open to us, and this is what we are doing now. Also YouTube, we are talking on YouTube because that is one of the avenues of reaching out that we have, and it is effective. We are doing what has to be done. We are not reaching fantastic numbers of people, but we are reaching hundreds, thousands over the years, a couple of million, who knows? And even so, who knows, sometimes quality is much more important than quantity. It's enough that we reach a good person, a righteous person, a person who needs to know this information, and maybe that is what we're here for. Who knows? We do what we have to do, and we let the Almighty run things, whilst endeavouring to do as well as we can with what we have. And we need to go on. This is for the good of the public. This is good for the Israelite nation. So we need the support of others to continue to doing this. So this is that is also an important thing, an important matter. The imperatives, that is what we feel ourselves obligated to do. The imperatives of Brit-Am Hebrew nations, they are research, doing research, checking the research, going back over the research, finding new information that modifies or amplifies or improves the research, also reaching others, that is revealing the information, reaching out, revealing the information, and working for the reconciliation of the Israelite peoples with Judah, that is with the present-day Jewish people. And these are the three fundamental principles that we have, that we hold to, that they are belief in the Bible, the acceptance of the Jews as Judah, and the principle that the lost 10 tribes are now amongst Western nations. They are the three beliefs that we hold to, that more or less define what we are. We're not saying that these beliefs are the most important beliefs on the earth. They are what we hold to. They are what make us what we are. And they are what our movement is all about. Belief in the Bible, acceptance of the Jews as Judah, and the understanding that the lost 10 tribes are now amongst Western peoples. That is what we have to know. That is what has to be known. As we said, there are biblical proofs and there are secular proofs, and there's much evidence that confirms what we believe in. And every piece of evidence has to be seen as a part of a complete whole body of evidence, in which one part interlocks and qualifies and amplifies and refines the other part. It was prophesied that the lost 10 tribes would become one of the most numerous groups of people on earth, or to be up amongst them, amongst that group. See Genesis 15:5, 22:17, 24:60, 32:12, Numbers 23:10, Deuteronomy 1:11, Isaiah 10:22, and others. They were to be the most powerful nation on earth, or the most powerful group of peoples on earth. See Genesis 27:9, Numbers 24:7, Micah 5:7-9. This especially applies to Ephraim, that is the tribes of Joseph, but the other tribes also have some aspect of this in their national characteristics and in their past history. They were to be the richest nations, to possess the most mineral and agricultural sources. See Genesis 27:28, 49:25, Deuteronomy 33:13-16, Isaiah 2:8. They were to live in the best places of the earth, Isaiah 41:8-9, to be in islands, Isaiah 42:4. On the whole, to a good degree, Jeremiah 31:9-10, Isaiah 49:1-6. So to be in peninsulas, Jeremiah 31:8. The continental extremities of the great landmasses of the continents. See Deuteronomy 33:13, Isaiah 24:16, 26:15, 41:8-9, 49:6. So to be seafarers, Isaiah 42:6. To gain control over strategic points of their potential adversaries, the gates of their enemies, and the gates of those who hate them. Genesis 22:16-17 and 24:60. They were to be like a lion and a unicorn, the symbols of Britain. See Numbers 24:8-9. They were to be largely unaware of their Israelite identity and to practice a non-Jewish religion. See Hosea 2:8, 2-13, 2-16, 11-12. Judah at first would not know who they were. See Isaiah 49:21. And numerous other points, all of which taken together prove the lost 10 tribes are amongst Western nations. It also says they would come back from, which returned from the West, and be associated with the Atlantic Ocean. They would be associated with Tarshish, meaning the Atlantic Ocean. They would defeat Edom, meaning certain powers in Europe. And this is all of these points come together. Taking them all together, they come together amongst Western nations, or nations descended from Western nations, and that is where we show from historical point of view, so that is where the lost 10 tribes came from, and that is where they went to. We have rabbinical evidence, such as commentators on the biblical passages that we quoted, saying that this is referring to the lost 10 tribes, and in effect the lost 10 tribes are amongst Western peoples. We also have midrashic and rabbinical sources that give the meanings of names and explain the meanings of names. For instance, the name America is derived from the word Machir, or name Machir, the firstborn son of Manasseh. In other words, America is the land of Machir, the land of Manasseh. The very name Manasseh means responsible representation, which is what the USA has based itself upon. That is the fundamental principle behind the USA Constitution. The only nation in the world that puts so much stress, so much importance on this fact, on this principle, and because this principle is encompassed by Manasseh, and they are descended from Manasseh, as we have proven from place names in Britain and sociological studies that show that the early settlers of the USA came from areas in Britain that are place names associated with Manasseh, and that they are different from those who stayed behind because they came from those areas and not from other areas which are more associated with Ephraim. Also, many from Germany who moved to the USA in the 1700s and 1800s, they belonged to different social groups than those who stayed behind. They were different people, and they too are descended from Israel on the whole. And so the same applies to other peoples who came to America. And we have proofs from linguistics showing that the ancient languages of Wales and Ireland, of Gaelic, were in effect had a Hebrew substructure, and the Hebrew words in their vocabulary, and also the Hebrew words and something of a Hebrew substructure in the English language itself, derived from the most ancient layer of the language. And this too is proof. Those who are interested can look at our website, see our articles, read our books, because there's very, very much more to talk about, and God willing we will talk about it. We have talked about it, it is available, and we talk about it again because we have to get the message out, because this is important. This involves the destiny of peoples in the West. This involves the destiny and the well-being of numerous nations, of numerous peoples, of good peoples, of peoples who believe in God, who should believe in God, who believe in the Bible, who look for answers in the Bible, and answers are there. And so we want this message to reach as many as possible, because this is what we have to do and this is what has to be done. Thank you very much. May the Lord God of Israel bless you all.